Danielman. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Junior taking a shot deep. Open target. Her third. Turn left to right. Sets off. Oh,
Down!
watch him. He's going to step. He's going to go for the... It fell from the sky into air and ice hit.
Welcome to Auburn, Alabama, as the 1-4 West Virginia Mountaineers take on the 2-3 Auburn Tigers, ranked number 17 in the country. I'm Cole Mantell, and joining me tonight for the first time this season, Ryan Recca, also known as Semi-Rage. Ryan, what are you expecting out of this non-conference matchup tonight?
I'm expecting a pretty heavy dose of the run game, as you had mentioned in the live stream for us. Obviously, Lemmy has 10 rushes. He's got 20 yards or more on the season for that rushes. He needs one more to make 11, so he has a single season record, and we'll see if they have what it takes to run it up this West Virginia defense.
It'll be interesting. It's always fun when I get the chance to, have a new guy in the booth with me here on YouTube. Welcome everyone on YouTube as well. West Virginia, blue helmets, white aways, and then Auburn, the traditional white and blue home uniforms here. Jordan here Stadium, light rain tonight as first play tonight, West Virginia going to run the ball past the 40. And what a play by Kevin Barnes.
Great run by Kevin Barnes, obviously opening up first rush of the game, and it's for 20 yards. If they do that, West Virginia's going to, have an easy time cruising past Auburn in the way to the end zone.
Well, Murph in chat saying I suddenly have a southern accent. I've literally called like 20 games with you. I'm from Florida, and I went to college in Alabama. I don't know what. I guess it took him that long to figure it out. As Pine's going to go over the middle. Excuse me, Barnes going to go over the middle. Brain fart there. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Good read by Auburn, obviously, to make sure that pass was deflected. There was nothing going on there.
Kevin Barnes, senior here for the Mountaineers, going to hand it off to Philbin, another senior for this team. He's going to get one on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9.
West Virginia started off really well, obviously. They just had 2 blunders on those things, and we'll see if they can convert this 3rd and 9 to keep their drive alive. But so far, Auburn's answering pretty well.
Auburn, a tough task here. They drop back, some pressure from the Tigers, but Philbin going to get the ball up the middle, stays on his feet past the 50, but just 4 yards short. Auburn, the first stop of their evening.
Good effort by Philbin trying to keep that drive alive. He fought hard for those 5 yards, spun off one tackler and tried to juke another, but unfortunately they'll fall short, and they're going to have to turn the ball over to Auburn for their first attempt.
Now, Auburn will get their first chance on offense tonight as the punt almost really good. They're going to go out of the end zone, though. And yeah, it's going to be a fun game tonight, Ryan. A lot of pressure for this West Virginia defense.
Absolutely. As we had alluded to, if you had read the notes or anything like that, Auburn's really, really good on the ground. So West Virginia is going to have to do a really good job at making sure that they can keep them trying to throw in the air.
Well, that was a huge play by DeRollo, the sophomore from Rochester, New York, with the first play for Auburn going for a loss. A quick score update as well. 13-0 at the start of the second quarter on Twitch. We'll have score updates throughout the game, so make sure you got both screens open. As Lemmy throws deep to his left side. It's going to be an interception. West Virginia starts tonight off on going the other way. Cosmo Mintz with play.
That's exactly what you want if you're West Virginia. They might not have the most flashiest or the best offense, but they definitely do have some stellar defensive playmakers. You got defensive tackle Amari Stevens with his fumble recovery so far in the season. And then you obviously have strong safety Kobe Cobb. So they've got some pretty good players on defense that can help them enforce turnovers like we just saw.
West Virginia gets the ball back. Philbin with a stiff arm as well. Thane Lewis, the target on the interception. He has 7 receiving touchdowns so far this season, but wasn't able to get that one. That's an interception. Now 2nd and 7 for West Virginia.
We'll see if they can dial up and have any better success than the first drive that they had that ended in the punt.
Now it looks like they're going to go for the screen to the left side. West Virginia's got some blockers and a first down. Jen Shinobi right now, good catch to start his night off.
Good catch indeed. Obviously, he was where he needed to be on the outside. He picked up 2 key blocks and was able to kind of truck his way over that first line, first down marker to keep it going and reset the chains.
Barnes, well, I was going to say he was in field goal range, but I'll retract that statement. Auburn's defensive line ready to play. Raven Remington gets his first sack of the night.
Just as West Virginia showed up with that pressure to force that interception on the last drive, Auburn answers back and puts pressure on that quarterback, which is what they're going to have to do all night if they want to keep control of this game early.
Yeah, two guys got behind that line of scrimmage. That's Remington, assisted by Deering. Excuse me. So now 2nd and 18. West Virginia under some pressure here. We're going to fake the handoff. Barnes looking to his left, and Clementine's able to stay in bounds for that one.
Positive yardage. I would take that all day over going backwards, taking no yardage, but they're going to have to get, a bigger play up here, and the pressure's on.
Well, long 3rd down. Can Barnes be the hero? He's going for the end zone, and off the hands of the receiver. Some great coverage by that Auburn defensive back.
Good attempt. I'm not really mad at that attempt. Obviously, he threw it to the end zone. He had the power right there. The coverage was just too good, and it was worth a shot.
Martrell Wright, the senior from Chicago, Illinois, with the coverage there for Auburn. They're going to have to punt it again. This time, though, the punt, I think, well, we'll see in a minute, Ryan.
Would be a good coffin corner if it went through.
Ah, so close. Nope. All right, well, Auburn's going to get the ball back, and at the 20 instead of the 2. West Virginia, they're going to reset here on defense. Maybe looking for another turnover. Auburn plays it safe, though, goes up the middle, and that rushing attack for Auburn, Ryan, it's starting here.
Starting early, and they're going to need to keep it up often. If they're going to keep getting yards like that, picking up 6 here and 6 there, they're going to wear down that West Virginia defense to try to hopefully throw it up and over the top of them when they start sinking in on the run.
Auburn's going to go over the middle here, and James will get 12. It will be his first catch of the night. First down.
Most of these teams this season have been having some success with those quick slant routes toward the middle of the field. It seems whenever you kind of approach that dead center, they have a lot of success. So we'll see if they can kind of abuse that the rest of the game.
Well, West Virginia's ready for that one. Bailey's not going to get anything there. So West Virginia, maybe a little bit of adjustments. That's Sala on the tackle.
Good job on Sala being able to read that, making sure that Bailey wasn't going to go anywhere, and made him punish for going to the outside.
Now you got 2 in the backfield, 1 in motion. Lummy is going to hand it off to Bailey. Bailey with 2 stiff arms there. He'll get 5. It'll be a 3rd and 5 here for Auburn.
Bailey's definitely a physical player. He's not necessarily known as one of the most elusive. He can sit there and throw his weight around. As you saw, he just, pretty much chucked 2 defenders and picked up a hard 5 yards.
Ice tray in chat. I'm with Ryan, also known as Semi-Range. Is Lemmy deep throw, and no, maybe a little bit too far, but good coverage there as well for West Virginia.
A little bit too much throw on that arm. He had his wide receiver. He just overthrew him a little bit too much, and had he made that, it would have been a different story.
So a defensive start here, Ryan. Auburn going to have to punt it away as well. West Virginia, they're going to have another chance, but they got to get those first downs. What do you think as this return goes about to 31? They got to do?
I think West Virginia's got to capitalize off the interception that they had. Obviously, they weren't able to turn that into points, but they kind of had the momentum still. They were able to show that they can keep Auburn at bay with their run attack so far, only keeping them, for 5 yards and 6 yards here. So if they can keep that up and kind of just fool this Auburn secondary, they might have some success here and try to be first with points on the board.
Well, that drive isn't going to get started well. Barnes going to go down. Nicole's going to get the sack here, 2nd and 18.
I feel like anytime any of us in the booth try to hype up a team, usually it goes the opposite way and they try to do something else. It's that Castor curse.
Oh, yeah. I think some of our viewers know I've talked about this a bit this season. Me and Ware were talking on the Ohio State game. I think it was like 8 times we counted the quote-unquote commentator curse hit as Philbin. He's going to get 2 on this, so it'll be 3rd and 17.
Can't say I've been part of a game that had 8 of them, but usually once or twice, if we're talking about a game that hasn't had an interception or something or a fumble, it usually is only a play or 2 behind.
And we were like, all right, well, they're going to throw it towards the end zone, throws the pick 6. It was bad. As Barnes going to go to his right side. Desperation play on 3rd and 17 won't work. And he's 3 of 6 now. It's going to bring up 4th and 17.
Auburn did a good job. We just talked about earlier that West Virginia kind of rode that momentum into this drive, trying to force something, but it's been a very defensive battle for both teams. And Auburn just comes up strong, making a big statement, pushing them back an additional 7 yards.
So they'll return it to about the 47. Some late rain and late winds, but it's 77. We'll see if that brings into an effect here as well.
Rain could be that factor, like you said, as far as especially when they're running like that or they're trying to, run the ball and throw the ball up top. It's pretty slippery if you don't have gloves on.
As Mike's saying in chat that there's some Auburn alternate uniforms. Do they got the orange face mask? Is that the change here? Is a Bailey stiff arm here gets him to 2nd and 1. That's a 9-yard gain.
You would be correct, sir. It looks like the orange face masks come out.
Yeah. That's the Harson special there. They had those, I think it was like a few years ago, and they brought them back last year. So I mean, I noticed that. That might give away what team I cheer for in the real life verse, but 2nd and 1 to the right side, as Kretsch is going to get 5.
Kretzer and you can deserve a crisp high five for that.
Yeah, it was very good work here. Lemmy only 2 of 4. Both teams seem to be averse to the pass so far.
We'll see if that rain has any deciding factor. The heavier it gets, we'll see if they stick to the ground more.
That does seem to be impacting both teams' strategy, as Auburn, known as a rushing team, going to pass it here to the right side, and at least for now, Thane Lewis and company getting downfield.
Good discipline by Lewis to run his route almost to perfection, made sure he got open, and obviously a good pass by Lemmy. He picks up his first reception for almost 20 yards, and that's exactly what Auburn needed to kind of close that gap there and get closer to the end zone.
West Virginia had a few guys with a chance at that tackle, namely Jacoby Cobb, but still be at the 22 now, almost at the red zone. 3 guys, look for them at the top of your screen. One in the backfield. Auburn might elect, though, to pass it. They're going to do read option here, actually go up the middle, and Lemmy, as he's done multiple times this season, gets a few yards.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's our first red zone trip of the game as well, so they seem to be in control of the game.
Yeah, Auburn with some momentum here. West Virginia, they'll get their first chance to defend the red zone tonight as well, as Auburn, under some pressure, going to go to the left side and give a cameraman a nice souvenir.
Allie Peters says she liked the broadcast booth, and I think she mistaken me for horns.
Oh, he was on the game last night.
Yeah, very similar. I've been told multiple times by you and Peter and Mike that we sound very similar.
Oh boy, here, Cobb with the sack, down for 7, 4th and 13.
It seems to me, and I don't know if you'd agree with me, that I think Lemmy's having some issues with being kind of like spatially aware. He's not really picking up this rushes that West Virginia's kind of throwing at him. But whatever West Virginia's doing, it's working as they push them out of, an attempt to try to get a touchdown here, and they have to settle for 3.
As the field goal is up, and it is good. So right as you say it, Ryan, first field goal of the night. Abraham Abel, the sophomore, gets his 7th of the season. And yeah, you're right. It's been a defensive battle so far. 2.5 minutes now left in this first quarter. So we'll turn to about the 25 again. 3-0 Auburn.
Definitely one of the slower games from the week that's been progressing.
Oh no! Don't say it like that.
Oh no, because it's gonna just ramp up after that. Huh?
That's asking for the commentator curse right
Oh gosh, here we go. 70-70.
That's something that seems like it's possible now. But 1st and 10 here, West Virginia. Barnes could have some time to the left side and nearly throws an interception to 3 Auburn Tigers. He's lucky on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That's a dangerous throw. I'm not really sure I'd agree with the logic behind there. It looked like there was at least 3 defenders right there, and if they're going to test that Auburn secondary core like that, they're going to pay for it eventually.
Another screen here. They will test that same side again, Ryan. It'll be a gain of 3 this time to Shinobi.
Allie Peters asked me if I was wearing my new shirt. I just picked it up from the mail today. Thankfully, I went in there and I redeemed those points for a free shirt. So I'm going to wear that CFSL gear actually when I go to watch Miami and the Aggies play live next week.
This goes to the right side here. Gain of 2. That'll bring up 4th down. I'm going to Auburn, Missouri later this month.
Nice.
And I got VT Miami next month too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll be my first in-person Miami game, but we're going and we're sitting, I think, in the student section, like, I don't know, row 1. So should be pretty good. Yeah. Good time. College game days there too, I think.
A lot of fun. Is Auburn going to run it back for a few yards here as well, and they'll get another chance here on offense, up 3-0.
Auburn's right where they need to be as far as the driver's seat goes. It's up, they're up 3 points. It's early, but they have that kind of drive going off of being the first team to score, so they need to capitalize off that and try to match that score with a touchdown.
So they'll go again, read option here, and Lemmy, they'll give him the first down. He takes a hit at the end, but first down Auburn.
Good job by Lemmy. As you see that kind of stark contrast that Auburn's not used to, that rush game, he's got 4 rushes, and I think he said, he averaged 1 yard already?
This Lemmy's going to have to go to the right side here. We're going to look at those stats in a minute. James is going to get 6 here as well. We'll get a score update as well on Twitch. 20-0, 3 minutes left in that first half over there.
Pretty abysmal stats for Lemmy as far as passing goes. 4 for 7, not really any yards to talk about, and already has an int.
That's the first time I've heard it called that way, an int. I like that. I don't know.
interception for the.
Well, yeah, I know what it. Thanks. 1:11 here on the clock. Lemmy gonna keep it, not throw an int, and gets a first down instead.
7 yards. There you go. He had 5 rushes for 7 yards.
Yeah, not what we've seen from the Auburn quarterback so far this season, but he is starting to get going as we get under a minute in this first quarter. And he's going to go deep here in the rain. He's going to get the first touchdown of the evening. Thane Lewis.
Can't get it going on the ground, so he decides to throw it pretty deep right there into the corner. Perfectly run execution play, and they're up big here.
And that's the play that Auburn, really this season, we've been waiting for him to show it a little bit here. Obviously, the rushing attack is big, but a big question, especially as they, head towards maybe a pit berth, is how are they going to be able to pass it? And they showed here in the rain they can do that.
Yeah, it's definitely a good statement for them to see, especially, like you said, if they're outside looking in, trying to make that pit run. That's going to definitely help them when it comes to the polls and everything like that, now that they've cracked the top 20 and can able to get in there and, hopefully rise above it and make a statement into the pit.
Yeah, I guess the next few weeks we'll be talking about that kind of stuff. Auburn coming into tonight 2-3. A win here would definitely help their chances in that respect. But you're going to get the ball back here now. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Barnes is going to throw deep. He wants to respond to Lemon. He will. 35-yard catch from Tomasz.
Barnes did a great job responding to what Lemmy obviously just did the previous drive. He said, anything you can do, I can do better, as he threw an absolute dime of a ball all the way over to the end zone, to the sideline. And that was just a good job being aware, making sure that he kept his feet in bounds and was able to come up with a big pass play.
And a huge play brings up now 1st and down in Auburn territory. Barnes is going to have some room. He'll get another first down, and West Virginia responding back now here down 10-0.
Great tempo and a great play call. He obviously just made it for a big run and another first down on the ground after a huge play and a good block up there by one of his offensive linemen to give him that route.
Now under 30 seconds left in the quarter. Barnes going to drop back, goes over the middle here. He's had some success in this quarter with it. Tomasz will get 8.
Back-to-back receptions for Tomasz for this drive. Auburn's kind of struggling to have an answer for how fast West Virginia's moving down the field right here, and they're doing exactly what they need to.
West Virginia going to go to the left side. Screen's only, I'm going to say it's incomplete. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Auburn up 10-0 here at home in the rain. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. We'll switch sides of the field. Welcome back. I'm Cole Mantell with Ryan Recca. Auburn up 10-0 defending home turf here. West Virginia. Barnes looking to the left side open this quarter. He'll get that first down. 1st and goal. 80 Powers.
Good awareness by Powers, making sure he's right past the first down marker. They get to reset the chains. They get another 4 attempts if they need it to try to get answer to Auburn's 10 points on the board.
Now drop back here off the shoulder pad of one of the West Virginia receivers. It'll be 10-0 still, but 2nd and goal here.
Not sure why Auburn was celebrating when West Virginia kind of screwed their own play up, but
that happens. And as we heard from Wisconsin last night, the dime formation here, the option to the left side, Philbin inside the 5, but unable to get the touchdown.
I like the call for that kind of pitch and a good time and good time to throw it. Actually, he doesn't throw behind him, they don't fumble, but I don't think Auburn was fooled, as he didn't really get much on that.
Yeah, good defense here in the red zone by Auburn, looking to keep it 10-0, and they're going to still do it here on this play. 4th and goal, a huge play by that Auburn defense. Moose Merkulis, his first TFL tonight, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Defense wins championships, that saying goes, and if that were true, obviously Auburn's riding that high as they forced a critical 3-point attempt here out of West Virginia, because I think, if West Virginia would have scored a touchdown, they would have been feeling a little bit better this early second quarter. But good job by Auburn, basically forcing them back and only forcing them to settle for 3.
Well, 10-3 is the score, as you mentioned. 8:04 now left in this second quarter. It's going to be the 12th field goal made for Brandon Gabriel as well, and Davis will take it out to the 25.
we'll see what Auburn can do. They obviously kind of been wearing down West Virginia's defense slowly that first quarter. It's time for them to start, putting pedal to the metal and trying to push that separation here.
Get a chat shout out here in a minute as well, as Lemmy will go to the right side, and yeah, well, we can do it now. 23, get those numbers up as well. Get everyone in your locker room in here. Never side aside, Braxton, Ice Tray, Brandon Gaucher, Allie Peters, Rev, Nate Murphy, the AD of West Virginia, Rev, and so many more. All of you also not in chat as well. Welcome and glad to have you in here. Is Lemmy going to get that first down, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 36, we'll call it.
Good job by Lemmy, trying to, pad those stats a little bit. You see there, it's pretty even on first downs. Auburn has one more so far, but West Virginia's not giving up. They're showing that they can kind of compete with the best of them here as they're going back and forth, answering blow to blow.
West Virginia needs a stop here. They're going to try to get it. Lemmy's going to get 4, but a good stop there. A good physical play on the West Virginia defender. I didn't see the number.
West Virginia's got to be careful with all these attempted runs by Auburn. They're going to kind of creep up there and put a little bit more pressure towards that quarterback, and they might get beat deep here for a pass play coming soon.
Well, Auburn is going to run it at least to start here. Orndorff on the tackle will be 3rd and 1.
Good play to take up a small chunk of yardage. They're facing a 3rd and short. Should be pretty easy for them to convert here, although they are 0% so far for 3rd downs on the night.
0 for 2, not a lot of 3rd downs so far. We'll see if they can get it here. We go to the right side, and we'll be 0 for 3 instead. What a play by that West Virginia defense. Cameron Jones gets the tackle, but a lot of guys there on the play.
Defense comes up big again, but only this time the credit and the favor goes towards West Virginia. They weren't fooled by that play. I think Auburn had ran, 3 plays in a row that were all runs. Yeah. So I think they were banking on that, and unfortunately Auburn couldn't pull that trick out, and they had to force to punt.
Punt is away, so West Virginia with a really good start here on defense to the 2nd quarter. Return will be out to the 27, we'll call it, too.
Good punt return, obviously. It was a decent yardage, but anytime you can basically return it 10 yards or more, you basically negate about a quarter of that punt. So West Virginia is definitely poised to try to tie this game up here on this drive.
Barnes back onto the field. He'll hand it off to Philbin. He's got a lane here, and it'll be a 1st down, actually, 12-yard gain.
Good running and obviously better blocking. The offensive line and the wide receivers made sure that they picked up their targets and made sure he had plenty of room to run, like you said. We'll see if they can continue that down the field.
The option play here fools Eric Nicole. And look at this run. Kevin Barnes, 23 yards down the field. 1st down, Auburn.
Definitely a really good run. Yeah, he had a really good cutback, kind of threw in between that. And he was able to make a big run. That's exactly what they need to do. They need to ride off that momentum, keep the chains moving, and keep Auburn on their feet.
As West Virginia will be inside the 40 now, looking to maybe tie this game up if they can get a big play here. Barnes is going to look to throw. He's going to have some time. And in the rain, Barnes is going to have to go to his safety valve. Jackson Height, what an athletic catch there for 5.
Definitely the athleticism on show for Height. Unfortunately, with those kind of plays, the longer you give, the more you kind of are forced to run routes that don't really exist anymore, just trying to get open, and he had to kind of come back for that ball, but way to come up with the reception.
And Dennon's going to have the deflection here as well. It'll be 3rd and 5. Barnes 9 of 16 tonight.
Big defensive stand here for Auburn if they can hold them here. West Virginia really is trying to get that 7 points to try to tie the game up here, and it's all on West Virginia's shoulders.
This one's deflected, caught, and a 1st down. One of the most athletic catches we've seen. Tomlin Clementine for the 1st down.
I really hope we see that in one of the top 10 plays for the week.
Silent Ninja, get in here. Somebody clip that and throw it in the Discord. What a play, what a clip. 1st down, West Virginia. As the option to the right side, Philbin, 1 guy to beat, and actually it's 2 guys to beat. He can't beat him. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Good effort there, obviously. But you just did just enough to kind of slow him down, so he kind of just spun off the one and was going to make it away, but gave his Auburn teammate just enough time to kind of hold him at bay, and so they lost a yard.
And then in Big Sandy, Tennessee sophomore on the play there. Barnes under some pressure here, and yeah, it's 4 Auburn Tigers. Not much you can do there.
Yeah, it was impressive that he missed that first one. I mean, he almost got completely swallowed in the backfield right there, but he kind of looked like he came off the right hip of that defender.
2 of 7 on 3rd downs now. 10-3, Auburn winning this game, but West Virginia looking to tie it. Long third down, Barnes to the right side off the hands of the receiver, but not enough there. It'll be 4th and 14.
The throw looked like it was pretty good. It kind of looked like it was a desperate target, though. He was definitely double coverage, and unfortunately, West Virginia's going to have to settle for 3 here.
It's a long field goal as well. Kick is up. It is good. So 10-6, the score, 4:32 now remaining in this first half. Score update on Twitch as well. 23-0, Boise State ahead over there. About 8.5 minutes left in that third quarter. Interesting first half here on YouTube, Ryan.
Absolutely. Still a defensive battle. It's anybody's game. Auburn has 1 touchdown and a field goal. West Virginia obviously just got their 2nd field goal, so nothing's really broken wide up. You know, no lanes have opened up for either team, and both defenses are showing that they are going to clearly play at least until the second half so they can make some adjustments.
Good stop here on that special teams unit, by the way. Auburn starting from the 15. They'll do a quick pass to the right side, and James for 7. He ran quite a bit on that one.
Good job by James moving his feet right. They tell you early on when you start playing football, it's all about the momentum and moving your feet, making sure that you don't stop. And that's exactly what James did, you know, relying on those fundamentals to pick up a 7-yard gain on what could have been a disastrous play.
Lemmy will get the first down here more. Lewis is going to get 9.
Good route by Lewis. He's obviously been targeted pretty consistently. That was only his 3rd reception, but he's closing in on 70 yards, which is, you know, almost 70% of Auburn's passing period. So
it's over the middle here. Why not give it back to Lewis? He'll get 15 near midfield.
Good athleticism for Lewis right there. We just finished talking about him after that last play, and he kind of comes in there and sidesteps a defender to pick up an additional 3 or 4 yards.
Great work as he gets off the West Virginia defender there, Wesley Bellamy. You don't see a lot of guys go past him.
See if he can keep it up, and obviously Auburn can ride this to, you know, push that point gap.
Well, 10-6 the score now. They got 1 in motion for the Tigers as well. And they will go to the option, and that guy in motion, I thought they were going to go to him. That was Nate Hayes. But 2nd and 1 now as Lemmy keeps it.
Decent rush by Lemmy, but bad decision to cut inside. If he would have went to the outside, he could have easily picked up another 10 to 15 yards, but definitely a good momentum swinger for Auburn, and they kind of keep that drive alive.
Well, Bailey will barrel through here. He'll get the first down, so a reset here of the sticks.
Bailey's only got just shy of 30 yards, but he's still a pretty good workhorse for the offense so far. If it's not in Lemmy's hands on the ground, obviously it's going to go to Bailey, and he's picking up these first down conversions like Auburn needs to keep their drives alive.
Deep throw over the middle. Kretzer, didn't want to cut you off here, but Kretzer for 29.
You're absolutely good. Good job by Kretzer to kind of slink in the back like a ninja. He made sure he was kind of wide open after it looked like he just kind of sidestepped a little bit, and they almost kind of forgot about him. And he had that separation enough to make that play and came up big for a first down for Auburn.
What a play there. Auburn looking to make this a 2-score game if they can get in the end zone. You got 2 at the top of your screen, 2 in the backfield. As you see James in motion, they won't hand it to him. Good option play here. Ooh. And on his feet, 2nd and 2, Lemmy almost gets that first down.
Yeah, that pressure by West Virginia obviously proved enough to kind of pull Lemmy down at the last second, but it was a good job and a good outreach by him to pick up 8 solid yards.
Look at the right side of your screen. 3 receivers in the area. They will hand it off, though, and Bailey, 5-yard touchdown run. Auburn up 2 scores.
Wide receiver decoys make for an easy halfback run up the middle. He kind of went in there uncontested, and that was just a solid play and a good couple plays back-to-back called by that offensive coordinator to make sure that Auburn came in with ease for that drive.
Alan Staff, the AD for Auburn. Good game plan here in the first half. Got me fooled on that play. So you know your decoy is good if you get the broadcaster fooled. 17-6 the score, and it'll be 2:28 remaining now in this first half.
West Virginia's got to kind of change up the game plan. They've got more than enough time heading into the half to try to score 7 and, you know, close this gap. But if they come up short again or fall for another 3 points and Auburn scores another touchdown or 2, it's going to, you know, be that much more out of reach for them.
Yeah, that's a good point, as Auburn is going to be up 11 here. 2:24, both teams with 3 timeouts. West Virginia, you'd imagine, with the empty backfield looking to pass here. Barnes going to have some time, and he will pass it to about the 40. That's Clementine with a good catch.
Good opening statement for West Virginia coming out of that, giving up the points from the touchdown that they just kind of gave to Auburn. Auburn was bullying them a little bit here, and West Virginia really needs to manage that clock wisely and throw efficiently downfield if they want to try to close that gap and go 65 yards for a touchdown.
This will go for 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
Timeout as well.
I was just about to say, I think a timeout was called. It looked like it, but they were coming to the line.
Yeah. So West Virginia takes the first timeout. They'll hand it off again, and oh my goodness, Philbin. You give him that gap the size of a bus, he'll go down a country mile.
Good blocking by that offensive line. They're doing a really good job picking up their targets and making sure that they run what they're supposed to the outside, so they give, like you said, that bus wide for Philbin to kind of crack it open the middle and get for huge chunky yardage.
Barnes will go left side there. Might have been deflected actually a little bit there, but Height will get 6.
Good effort by West Virginia staying alive here. They're obviously just inside the minute and a half almost. They're in control of it. They're on the right side of the 50, and they're doing everything they can and what they need to do to score.
As Barnes, he'll go to the left side safety valve. That'll be Clementine again. It'll be 3rd and 1 now.
Good awareness trying to get out of bounds.
Now 1:26 on the clock from the 39. West Virginia going to be under some pressure.
Ooh,
Barnes
almost
escapes it. Remington tries, is unable, and West Virginia gets that first down.
It may not seem like that as far as stats go, and obviously when you're running opposite Lemmy, but West Virginia's done a really good job so far this first half with the rushing and rushing offense in their game plan so far.
It's Barnes.
Ooh,
Double
he's got
coverage.
it.
They're going to call it. Yeah, they're going to call it an interception. What a play there. And oh my goodness, this game just got turned on its head.
Talk about athleticism, right? We've seen some wide receivers laying out for some catches, but that was an excellent attempt by 44 himself.
Well, yeah, no, it was. It looked like it was on the turf. No replay. I thought they might have
No
called
challenge,
that. Yeah. That was
that's a
the new
pretty
one.
brutal way to end the half.
Oh, this one's going to be
I thought it was going to go right back.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, Auburn, they're going to get the interception. Malachi Schaefer, the transfer from Ohio State, the redshirt senior, gets his 2nd career interception. He had one earlier this season as well for the Tigers. Lemmy's going to go to the right side here, and 101 now. West Virginia looking to get a stop.
Good job by West Virginia making sure that they covered all the receivers. He wasn't really sure where he had to throw it, so he kind of throw it away. But they've got a minute left, and as they've shown, they can pick up 30, 40 yards at a time with some well-placed passes. So they got plenty of time to score.
Drop back here over the middle, and Bailey's going to get 3, and that's a timeout by West Virginia. They're going to get the ball back.
Not going to do it that way.
Yeah. Bellamy gets his 5th tackle of the evening. 4th and 7. So the punting unit here for Auburn is going to give West Virginia the ball back probably around midfield. Actually, a good punt here to about the 35.
Oh, good block.
Yeah, good block, though. They get about 11. So now West Virginia, they got about a minute.
West Virginia's kind of just right back where they were only, 30 seconds ago. I think they were about the 1.5 minute mark before they turn the ball over. It's do or die for them as far as going into the half here, trying to put some points up to make that statement, to try to make adjustments.
Yeah,
that's the second time he's overthrown somebody.
Yeah, it goes over the middle, but a little bit too far that time.
Good play call. He had a wide receiver wide open, though. He's just got to kind of bring his power down a little bit, make sure he puts it in the hands of his receiver.
At the 44, we're going to go deep again this time. Same play, different result. Clementine for 21.
Yeah, you can kind of see he sat back in the pocket and was a little bit more reserved with that throw power, and it came up big for them. That's exactly what they need to repeat here as they're approaching 30 seconds.
36 on the clock as the snap goes. Barnes with some time. Barnes towards the end zone. Barnes, oh my goodness, gets it to the receiver to Height. Or Clementine, excuse me, it doesn't go in.
I would have loved to see a replay on that one, even if you're not going to coach challenge down there. But that was a well-called play and an even better result. I think he may have got his foot in. They got robbed there.
Get the first down quickly here to Tomash. 28 seconds now.
Time's of the essence. They don't really have anything else that they're going to work. They're going to try to hold on to that last time out for when they absolutely need it to, maybe score 3 points if they can't get within the red zone.
Oh my goodness. So that's the second time. Yeah, second time this quarter that Moose Merculus deflects it. This time it was almost intercepted. So 2nd and 10 here. 20 seconds on the clock. It looks like Auburn's going to show some blitz here. You got 2 guys at the top of your screen to keep an eye out for. As they do go to one of them. Yeah, and 3rd and 10 now.
Unfortunate for West Virginia. Obviously, Auburn's calling all these right defensive plays right now, kind of making them look disheveled down there, and they got to just hold them one more time to try to make them settle for 3 again.
Now 16 seconds left. They'll go over the middle. Powers, he goes to the right side. He'll get that first down. They're going to stop the clock. No huddle here. 2 receptions on the night for Powers. Yeah, good effort. Has 10 seconds on the clock now. Barnes going to be under some pressure, and he's going to go down. Raven Remington on the play.
There's that timeout. Yeah, they're going to settle for 3.
17-6 the score now. 5 seconds officially on the clock. Got Gabriel out there for the kick. It is up, and it is good. 3rd field goal of the half. 17-9 the score. 1 second on that clock, and as Ice Trey alluded to, 23-0. 2:45 left in that 3rd quarter over on Twitch. We'll head into the halftime with a 1-score game technically, Ryan, but still, ooh, they're gonna knee it, so we gotta get 1 play.
I think we see them run it out here and just try to get a couple yards on the ground. They won't do anything crazy to try to risk the turnover.
You know, you say that, I feel like that's
It looks like they're going, oh, there it goes.
No, they're gonna go in the middle. Well, it would have been funny, but I guess Auburn, doesn't have a sense of humor. That will be the end of the first half. Auburn up 17-9 at home. And I'm Cole Mantell with Ryan Recca. Blah, still getting that name down, but at halftime will be the halftime show. And Ryan, it's been a lot of fun this first half, but a defensive showing early, some turnovers. What's your take?
Defense obviously is the star of the show for both teams. Right before the half started, and I'm sure we'll see it here for the stats that pop up again. The teams are only differentiating between, I think it's like 20 yards between the 2 of them. The defensive making the difference, right? Auburn's got 17 points, but they've held West Virginia to 3 field goals. I think that's the biggest difference maker there, is that Auburn's kind of red zone defense, and when they're on the wrong side of the 40 or they're backed up against their home turf, it's very hard for this West Virginia offense to kind of crack that code and get in there for the touchdowns. But good job by Auburn controlling the tempo of the game so far. Lemmy's doing a great job on the ground, making sure he's plugging holes, and they're doing what they need to keep control of the game.
Even stats mostly. West Virginia a little bit of a time possession difference, as Auburn will get the ball to start this second half. Each team a turnover, Ryan, and that was the big difference there.
Yeah, they're extremely even right there. There's nothing really separating either of these teams apart, except for the fact that Auburn's made it in for a touchdown, and it's still anybody's game.
So welcome to this second half. Again, I'm Cole Mantell with Ryan Recca. Auburn going to take the ball out of their own end zone to start us off, and welcome to this 3rd quarter on YouTube. All 23 of you joining us. Javon Davis will return for 20.
Decent return for Davis. We'll see what halftime adjustments brought for this Auburn offense as their first to kind of show what they adjusted.
West Virginia going to blitz 6, it looks like, and Brody's only going to get 3.
They favored Bailey for these kind of short yardage situations where they're just trying to chunk it up and pick up, anywhere between 3 and 6 yards. We'll see if Lemmy is able to switch it up and try something different. Oh, sorry, Bailey. No.
They're going to go to the left side. Hayes is going to lose one on the play. Interesting play call there to have the wide receiver on it.
Yep, good awareness by Sala to get there in the backfield and make sure he kind of only gave him a yard. There's nothing doing on that, and West Virginia's defense seemed to kind of key in on there.
Auburn still does not have a first down tonight. 0-4 so far. And on 3rd and 9, they're going to go to the screen play, and they'll get it. What a play by Bailey. First down, Tigers.
Hate to see that 3rd and screen, but fortunately for Auburn, it came up well. They were able to get key blocks where they needed it to, and great awareness by Bailey to make sure he got that hard-fought first down.
As you see, West Virginia on the replay, not the best tackle from tonight. Maybe the rain a little bit of a factor there.
Probably pretty slippery down there.
Yeah. At the 39, Auburn now 2 in the backfield. One's going to go behind in the fake run. Lemmy's looking to go midfield, and he gets it in triple coverage. What a catch there by Nick James.
Great threading the needle there by Lemmy. He made sure he put it right in the hands of James. James didn't really have to adjust or anything like that. He just ran his route like he knew best, and they came up big there with some yardage, and obviously on the other side of the 50.
And you see on that replay, you actually got a good view at those orange face masks. Those are a lot of fun. I don't know if anyone in chat knows the history of them, but good to have those for the first time, I believe, as there might be a flag here on the play.
Full start. Offense.
Got some
So,
eager beavers
yeah.
down there.
That's one way to call it. 1st and 15. 40, yeah, we'll go from the 47. So now Auburn a little bit more distance to cover. To the bottom of your screen if they don't hand it off. They're going to fake it, and a read option here actually from Lemmy. This we haven't seen too much tonight, Ryan.
Yeah, that was a good play call. Obviously, you said we haven't seen it too much. That was his 11th rush, and he's got over 50 yards. He's still trying to chase that elusive 20-yard run so he can take the record for 11 20-yard runs on the season. But good job by Lemmy, you know, pretty much being aware every time he touches the ball and, you know, making positive yardage.
That would be no gain. 3rd and 3, 1 of 5 now on 3rd downs, looking for their 2nd in their row. On the backfield, Auburn going to look to read option to the left side, and why not Lemmy with an angle down to the 20?
He heard me challenge him, and he's going a 12-yard rush. Now he's got a 15-yard rush, so I think he wants to break that record pretty bad. But so far, Auburn's doing a really good job with their halftime adjustments, making sure that Lemmy's getting bigger runs. West Virginia was pretty good the first half, you know, negating those. And I think for his first, 10 rushes, he was only in the single digits for rushing yardage.
Well, they'll go to the screen here, get one, so you can't get a 20-yard rush on this drive now.
That brings up 2nd and
Still got, what, quarter and a half to do it. Everyone's
We'll
just
see.
got to believe. He's on track. They've been doing pretty good with their adjustments.
Auburn also looking to make this a 2-score game. They go to the right side now, and Lemmy with a stiff arm, but he's going to be taken down after a gain of 2.
Good effort, and I feel like even though they pick up 2 yards from those kind of plays, when you see these types of players, you know, basically shoving off somebody that's bigger than them or, you know, giving a good time stiff arm, it really just shows you how physical these teams play.
Now Lemmy's got a minute to throw. He'll go to the middle. Lewis will get it inside the 10 now, 1st and goal.
Lewis, obviously one of the favorite targets of Lemmy. He's got 5 receptions and almost 100 yards. That's basically half of all of Lemmy's passing yards so far, and they're looking good.
It's up the middle. Bailey nowhere to go. Haynes at the last tackle, and believe that was Mintz.
Not really a whole place, you know, a lot of places for Bailey to go. West Virginia's front line there, make sure that they kind of kept that pressure up there and kind of swallowed Bailey so he couldn't really go anywhere.
As they will hand it off again here, Sims is going to go for 3. He'll be 3rd and goal.
Not a bad attempt. I don't necessarily agree with maybe the back-to-back runs. I'd like to see maybe like some quick slants over the middle to try to hit him right there about the G and the Tigers, but Auburn's definitely in command here trying to strike.
Going to go up the middle again.
Whoa,
Sims again.
Close.
Yeah, at the 1-inch line. We'll see if they're going to spot it. 4th and goal now. Auburn, yeah, they're going to be forced to a field goal here.
Good stand by West Virginia, though, to hold it for 3, because it would have been much worse if it was 7.
Allen calling for a different walk-on. I don't know why he's relying on a walk-on in the red zone in the first place, but 20-9 the score officially after that field goal. Auburn up, and we'll see if West Virginia now can respond. It is still technically a 2-score game now, though.
Absolutely, yeah. It's only 11 points, so 2 touchdowns fixes that pretty well. But we've seen that West Virginia struggled that first half trying to actually get into the red zone with touchdowns. They were held to 3 field goals. And if Auburn just keeps doing what they were doing or even turn the pressure up on defense, West Virginia is going to struggle in this 3rd quarter trying to do anything to get to the red zone period.
We'll go to the read option to the left side. Barnes is going to get 1. Good read there by the Auburn defender. I believe that was Remington on the tackle.
Yeah, good try, I guess you would say, to the outside. Barnes didn't really have anywhere to go. Auburn kind of dialed that one up from the get-go and then got the jump, and unfortunately he only gained a yard.
So maybe an audible here. Barnes is going to look to the right side.
Wide open.
1st down. What a play there. 164 passing yards. That's a big one. 1st down.
Yeah, great play there by Tomas. Obviously, he was able to kind of beat his man on there on the coverage and had to just well-timed the jump to kind of come up for that ball. But good athleticism on show and a good drive to keep, or a good play to keep West Virginia's drive alive.
As 1st and 10 at the 41. West Virginia going to look maybe to pass it again here to the left side. Yeah, Shinobi's going to get it. He's going to take a hit there.
Yeah, it almost kind of looked like he took 2 hits, one from his teammate and one from an Auburn defender. Kind of a weird route, and he ended up kind of, right in the back plate of his teammate there, but picking up 7 yards.
As they're going to read option again. Good read here by Barnes. He'll go to the right side. Step arms 1. Oh, my goodness. An inch away from that first down.
Kyle Danger in chat saying that the game's closer than the score would indicate. I'd have to agree with him. We were talking about the offenses are doing pretty well, but Auburn's just that much better at finishing the job on the drives with the touchdowns, and that seems to be the only difference.
They go for the first down here. Another big factor is these third downs. Auburn stops them again. Schaefer's going to get credit, but both teams really have had this trouble on third downs, and it has been the difference, I think, a lot, especially for West Virginia at least.
And you have playmakers like Schaefer down there. Obviously, he's got 6 tackles and 1 tackle for loss already. They're doing what they need to do. They're making sure that their assignments are on point, and they're, calling it as a muff punt. You don't want that.
Well, yeah, right in the middle of whatever, you got to say. They like to interrupt you sometimes. Javon Davis, Jr. from Grayson, Georgia, saves his reputation here in front of the students section with that muff punt. He lands on it. So they'll start at the 21, and a read option again here to the left side. Lemmy's going to get 4. They'll start this drive.
Decent small rush by Lemmy, but I think Davis is going to have to do some bleachers to make up for that muff punt after the game.
Something like that. We'll see if he's on the field here. I don't believe so, but he might be in motion actually here. 2nd and 6 as a pump fake, and Lemmy going deep.
Whoa,
He had that. That might be the rain, but what a throw by Lemmy. You can't drop that.
I'd like to think that was the rain, because that was a perfectly executed play. It was not overthrown at all, and it was just an inexcusable drop, honestly. If you touch it, you should catch it, right?
Yeah, this one's going to be a screen. That's going to be the end of Auburn's drive. That was maybe I won't call it the worst drop, because, again, it is raining, but he had it in his hands. I don't know if they're going to show the replay.
Unfortunate. No, I think they're going to go back to the Brody play, but that's a stark contrast, right? They could have picked up an easy 40, 50 yards, or almost even maybe a touchdown, because there was nobody in front of them.
Yeah, there was nobody there. Oh my goodness. They're up 11 still, so not the worst thing in the world.
A little bit better.
Yeah, but what a play that was, and what it could have been, as this will go to about the midfield on the punt return.
Has anybody ever been accused? I know we accuse refs of trying to stack games, but what about weathermen?
You never know. I don't even know. Sometimes the weather guys are just fine.
I guess they're wrong half the time anyway, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been crazy here today, at least, as they go to the right side, and a loss of 1 here on the run by Burns.
Auburn seems to, obviously, even though they kind of came up short on that last drive and they were forced to punt, they seem to be in command of the third quarter so far, as most of it's gone their way. Their defense is still executing fairly flawlessly, and West Virginia you see it kind of losing that grasp a little bit every play that gets blown up, or short yards that get given.
Go to the left side here. Shinobi will get 3, and you're kind of right here. A lot of yards to gain for 3rd and 8.
Small chunky yards, obviously you want to go forward, but they're facing these 3rd and longs, and Auburn's just proven to be a little bit better on these 3rd down coverages.
Well, they've struggled on 3rd down all game. Barnes going to go deep, and he's going to nearly throw an interception.
Almost.
Yeah, I like the play call, but Jarrett with a deflection will be 4th down. Marvin going to get the ball right back.
Kind of feels like deja vu as we see West Virginia pretty much take a good attempt. Obviously, Auburn was all over that one, but Auburn had that one that the rain presumably interfered with. So Auburn's going to get it right back and see if they can kind of right the wrong of the last drive and put some points on the board.
As Jarrett, actually on the deflection there, that's his first career pass deflection, the freshman from Somerville, New Jersey. Congratulations to him. Auburn's offense now going to head on to the field. And they got 1 in motion for the Tigers. West Virginia maybe needing a turnover. 1:45 left in the quarter. And the option play going nowhere. Lemmy going to get 1.
West Virginia did a good job calling up that defensive scheme for that play. Lemmy, as you said, had nowhere really to go, couldn't pitch it off, had to kind of keep it, and it was met with a West Virginia defender only 1 yard after the line of scrimmage.
4:40 left on the game on Twitch now. Boise State up 30-0 is
another
that
drop.
one. Yeah, the rain may be a factor, or the receivers will be 3rd and 9.
I guess we'll leave that up to the coaches to decide.
Yeah, or the viewers. But They'll be still at, we'll call it the 23. Lemmy's going to need a deep throw. He's got one, and oh my goodness,
Back to
that's the
back.
second drive in a row.
Yep.
I mean, you can call it the rain, but it's starting to become a pattern, and it's 4th down now. That's Lewis this time that was targeted.
I'm going to go ahead and start saying it's not the rain on that one. The first one, okay, but then when you do back-to-back ones like that where the ball just kind of hits the hands of the receivers and does a weird way out, you guys got to just do a better job at kind of slowing down, breathing a little bit, making sure that you guys are bringing the ball into your chest and maintaining positive control, because that's 2 really big plays that could have been converted for some points.
Speaking of which, Clementine, what a return there. So it'll be about the 35, we'll call it. Barnes back onto the field with probably the best field position he's had all night. Down 11, he needs some plays as that goes off the back of the Auburn defender. That's not what you want to do. That's Clendenin.
Not what you want to do. Is Barnes has, completed roughly half of his passes. Auburn's doing a really good job on their coverages, making sure that the wide receivers are tied up, and he's got really nowhere to throw it.
Option here, late pitch.
pitch.
Philbin with the lane to the right side inside the 10, stiff arm. What a run of the season for Jerry Philbin. Touchdown.
Run of the season, indeed. That's exactly what West Virginia needed to get into this game. It was a perfectly timed, play to call from the offensive coordinator. It was an even better run and execution by Philbin. Great pitch, exactly when you needed it to go. Missed the tackle there. Obviously was able to shake off one there and was very physical to the end zone, and there was nobody that was going to stop him on that play.
As Marshall Wright who got stiff-armed, Philbin, he was the number 2 pick in both fantasy football leagues for the CFSL this year, and for a reason, basically, and that was that reason. What a play by West Virginia. They're now down 4, 20-16 the score here with under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter.
That's exactly what West Virginia needed to do, is that kind of statement run right there. Philbin telling the entire stadium that he's here to, make his presence known. As we know, he's a very physical running back. He's number 2 on those fantasy leagues for a reason. And then obviously you see that stats comparison there.
Yeah, it was pretty even. I mean, it's been pretty even, maybe a little bit of an edge to Auburn in yardage sakes, but part of it's just been execution. And until that touchdown drive, West Virginia not having the big play they've needed. But we'll see if that changes. It's a huge play, a loss of 3 on the play to Lemmy.
I know we said that kind of crazy reception that we saw earlier in the 2nd quarter should have been clipped and been on top 10 play, but I would argue that Philbin run there definitely makes it for sure.
I'm assuming Murph is already on it, but if you can clip that, I'm sure he's going to have it in the Discord by the time we're done with this. One to the right side, a keeper here for Lemmy. He wants a run of his own. He'll get to the 37. It'll be 1st down.
Auburn with a respectable 139 yards rushing. Lemmy right there has got 89 for himself, averaging over 5 a carry. They're doing really good. We had kind of spoken in pregame, that Auburn's one of the better rushing offenses, and it seems to be kind of settling into the groove here as we approach the 4th quarter.
Yeah, especially as this defense gets a little bit more worn down. Auburn looking to protect this lead. 1st down, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Going to go over the middle in the air this time. It'll be a good 1st down for Thane Lewis.
Lewis's name called yet again. He's over the century mark. He's averaging over 18 yards a carry. There's a reason why Lemmy wants to throw it to Lewis. He's finding holes in that defense right there, and those routes that he's being assigned are being done to perfection. So good job by Lewis making sure he was wide open for a huge 1st down.
And this might be the last play of this 3rd quarter. Auburn, they are going to hand it off to Bailey, and he's going to be almost taken down from behind. Emily slows him down. It'll be 2nd and 6. And yeah, that will do it for this 3rd quarter. Entertaining game here in Jordan here. Don't go anywhere. Number 17 Auburn up 20-16. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Welcome back to this 4th quarter. Get those 4s in chat. I'm Cole Mantell with Ryan Oreca. We're going to start this off with, it looks like a pass to the left side. Not their first option for Lemmy, but they will get a few yards. It'll be 3rd and 5 to start this 4th quarter off.
Good reception by Bailey. We've seen him running the ball quite a bit, but that's not the first time that he's been thrown to as a target for wide receiver. So he's showing you that he can kind of do it both in the air and on the ground.
Now Lemmy's going to drop back. He wants it all, and he's going to throw an interception to West Virginia. A return to the 35, down to the 38.
Oh, it's fumbled.
Fumbled on the play. Auburn's going to pick it up. I think the offensive lineman got it. So let's take a look at this. Oh, man, they're not even giving me the number here. Okay, 42. So Mintz is the one with the interception, the sophomore.
Yeah, 16.
He's going to get his second of the season.
Nate
Yeah,
Hayes with the
16.
hard hit. Wide
Yeah.
receiver sends it back the other way. Looks like
And then
Castro scooped it
Castro,
up.
the offensive lineman, picks it up. Auburn going to take it at the 40. First down, Auburn Tigers. Oh, my goodness. That might be the craziest play of the season, Ryan.
And we need that one clipped as well.
Oh, yeah, get that clipped. We're going over the middle this time. That's Paxton, the senior from Denver. He gets the first down.
Nathan Murphy said it best. You got to be effing kidding me right now. That was the craziest turn of events in the last, I don't know what, 20 seconds.
I've called a lot of crazy plays, but that might be the craziest one, at least this season, that I've called.
This season for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a dangerous throw.
Oh, yeah. Bailey's going to get one. It'll be 2nd and 9.
That kind of gave you one of those optical illusions, like that went right through the West Virginia defender's helmet.
Well, 2nd and 9, it could be the line of angle we got from our camera
see if
up
he beats
here.
it. Oh, he's got wrapped up.
Yeah, so Lemmy's going to get 6, so it'll be 3rd and 3.
Lemmy's a pretty, stout guy out there, but obviously there's always a bigger fish in the ocean, as they say. So West Virginia's defense in their secondary is still, looking pretty large, doing a good job keeping Lemmy at bay. He hasn't rushed for any of those 20-yard rushes yet.
He'll go up the middle here, and he's going to go right.
21 yards. Touchdown.
21 yards, and Ryan, what is that broadcaster curse you're talking about? Oh, my goodness, what a play. 26-16 the score.
With that rush as well, he has now tied the Auburn season single record of 11 rushes. He's holding the record as well with Billy Carter from season 4. So it's been a minute since Auburn's seen, such an electric rusher. One more, and that title is well deserving to Lemmy.
What a play. Auburn responds, and what a crazy turn of events, now up 11. And 30-7 the final score, Boise State over Missouri. So for all of you coming over from Twitch, welcome to the party and welcome back. I'm Cole Mantell with Ryan Recca. You're watching the exciting conclusion of a game where Auburn and West Virginia, a defensive showdown. Some crazy events here in this fourth quarter. It'll be 27-16 again for those of you just joining us.
Yeah, I almost thought about not talking after he had broke the 10-yard because as soon as I spoke it into existence, there it goes and breaks it off, saying like, okay, you guys can be quiet now.
Yeah, it will happen that way sometimes. So we'll get one, and now West Virginia, they're gonna get some points fast here.
Pressure's definitely on West Virginia and the shoulder of this offense here, as, like you said, Auburn kind of got the benefit of the crazy turn of events, and Lemmy went off right when he needed to for some much-needed points, and, they're back trailing by 11.
5-yard run here for Philbin as well. Big play here. Third and 5 now. 2-by-2 set. Auburn, one in the backfield. They're going to move one in motion. They'll let it run a little bit here. Barnes now going to look for a screen. He's got it, but Blasa for Auburn read that like a book.
Third and screen, I wish I could say I was surprised, but that happens far too often. Auburn was not fooled at all. I don't like that play call by any means. I wish I would have seen them kind of throwing it deep there for maybe a 30 or a 40-yard gain, but unfortunately they're held to nothing and are forced to turn it back over to Auburn, who are hot on the tails of their last score and probably are looking to score again to try to put this game out of reach.
Remington, by the way, a defensive tackle running about 10 yards to stop that drive. Davis now gets 10 on the punt return.
We'll see if they have what it takes to answer with an additional 7 points. Lemmy did a great job running those 20 yards, listening to me rant and rave in the booth and making me look pretty silly up here. So we'll see what they have to do it again.
He was trying. He only gets 5 this play. It looked like for a minute he was going to do it again.
Yeah, until the quick West Virginia defense kind of closed in on him, and all of a sudden he was faced with 3 defenders. He was able to shove off one, but usually in a numbers game like that, statistic-wise, you're going to eventually lose.
Lemmy is going to look downfield here, and he's going to throw another interception. Second interception in 3 passes. This time it's Cameron Jones. He gets his first interception of the season, I believe.
Just like that, we blink, and there's 5 turnovers between the 2 teams.
Well, that's how these games go sometimes. The sophomore getting his first interception of his season, the 5th total in his career. Now West Virginia looking to flip this script. They got the turnover they need. The option to the
Good
left
pitch.
side, Philbin with some return, and oh my goodness, 2nd and inches. I thought that was the first.
Philbin showing you that physicality that we've been talking to and speaking to. Obviously, he's number 2 for a reason. Going back to that fantasy draft and how often that people have faith in him. He's showing you there, right there. It was basically a 6-yard run that he turned into 10, 9.5.
This will be a first down as well to Clementine. So West Virginia some momentum.
And Mountaineers feeling himself.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a cheerleader here in the rain. He's got to do something fun. What is that? An hour and a half already, just soaking on the sideline.
Soaking wet, yeah.
We'll go up the middle, and Philbin will get 2 here. 2nd and 8.
I'd argue, depending on how well the costume is, or if that's genuine for that kind of trapper outfit, that should be pretty good, right? Because I thought if the weather's well done, that it pretty much repels the rain. So he's probably pretty snug and toasty down there.
Well, I struggle to think about what the student section here in Jordan here feels like right now. Philbin gonna get, we'll call it 0, and yeah, 3rd and 8.
We'll call it, what, an inch?
Yeah, millimeter.
Sounds better than 0, yeah. Millimeter, centimeter.
That's what I say. Yeah, when they're at the 1 millimeter yard line for the touchdown.
Special
4.5
marking.
here. Yeah, there you go. 4.5 minutes left now in regulation.
Screen. 3rd and screen. Hate it.
Yeah, and they lose 1, 2. You hate it. Mike defends it to his dying breath, but it'll be 4th and 9 now.
Yeah, I would say the only team that I've really seen have continued success that have kind of like broken out of that mold is Florida State. They've been having a couple of their games this season where they get consistent, 2-3 times a game where that 3rd down screen, breaks for about 10 to 15 yards. So it can be done. I don't know. I just hate it when I see it come up because more often than not, you see it just like that where they usually go backwards or only gain a yard.
Well, long field goal here as well. What a kick there by the kicker, Braden Gabriel. He's been spectacular tonight. Now a 1-score game technically. You just got to get a stop.
We're being corrected. Mike says that he limits them, and teams have the ability to limit them.
Yeah, when I was on
I'll
the
give you that,
broadcast
depending on what you do for your strategy. You can definitely take the screens out of the game for the most part. You never can delete them fully, but...
Well, I mean, screens, they have a place, but I think... What was it? It was last season. Mike had spent a whole quarter defending them, so maybe a little bit of doubt there.
You're ramping it up. He's going to give us the last 4 minutes trying to defend him some more.
Oh, boy. As this one, Levy's going to get 8, so he's going to try to rush this clock down.
Auburn's doing what they need to do, just keeping it on the ground, running that clock out. They're ahead. They're doing what they have to do. Obviously, if they keep converting these first downs and keeping them going, West Virginia's going to have to start trying to burn some of these timeouts.
I'll go option here. A really good stop here by West Virginia's defense.
Never Satisfied in chat made a good point. Screens are meant to kill a blitz. So if you see that overload in the blocks and all that pressure coming to that quarterback, that screen's going to basically break that blitz in half, and they're going to run for the huge yardage.
Bailey, a huge first down now for Auburn as well.
Bailey's yardage, I think, is kind of deceiving right there. You see that they put up 404 total yards so far, and he's only got 50 on the game, but he's been that kind of silent workhorse for this offense,
They're going to get 2nd and inches here. They're going to try to run the clock down, so I'll take a minute here. Don't go anywhere after this game finishes up. Later tonight, we got 9 o'clock Central on Twitch, Pittsburgh at Notre Dame, and then 9:10 back here on YouTube, Kentucky at Georgia. So make sure you are ready for those great games. Sims going to get 1. They're going to call it a first down.
Sims got deleted by his offensive lineman.
Yeah,
Just
they're
kind
going
of
to have to call
fumbled
some
forward and fell
timeouts.
over.
Yeah.
Not good for West Virginia, obviously, having to call those timeouts because they can't really stop Auburn here.
We'll get the first down, though, again. So now 1 more first down. Auburn probably has this in the bag. It looks like they go to the right side. West Virginia hoping for a turnover. 2 minutes on the clock. Up the middle,
Wide
and
open
Bailey
lane.
will put this one away for the Auburn Tigers.
Auburn offensive linemen they've been pretty stout all game, but they're coming in clutch right here with inside the last 2 minutes, making sure that Brody's having pretty much ease running through the middle like here over and over and over.
Yeah, they'll move it for another 7 here. 2nd and 3, 148. Yeah, this should do it.
This first down conversion for sure.
Well, yeah, I assume, they're going to probably run it. Same formation they had a minute ago. Again, West Virginia needs a turnover or something crazy. Go up the middle. Yeah, they stopped for the
Almost
first
looked like a
down.
horse collar.
But looks like this should be it. Orndorff on the tackle.
Oh, Phil been saying in chat it's another disappointing game. I wouldn't say that. I thought that was a very hard-fought game until about the last 3 minutes. Some crazy turnovers and a great defensive battle from both sides.
I gotta let the clock run down a little bit here.
I don't blame them.
Well, I kind of have to. It's kind of the point, right?
I mean, I guess they could try to just throw it down in there and add insult to injury.
Some teams have done that, but they will not. They'll run it up for the first down, and that should do it, pending the switch on the first down for the step. They'll stop it. Salo gets his 5th tackle, and that will do it. Clock's hit 0, 27-19. Auburn will take this one at home, reaching 500 once again. Brian, this was a fun one. I'll let you break down for us as we get out of here.
It was said best by the viewers in chat. Obviously, it was a great defensive battle for both sides. You see Jason Lemon coming away with the player of the game. Just a good all-around effort by Auburn. Got their rushing attack going. West Virginia evidently didn't have enough to stop them there. But Auburn just had better chances and better answers to capitalize off those points and make it to the red zone and, you know, turn those trips into points. And West Virginia kind of struggled early right there, being held to a bunch of field goals. That kind of seemed to be the difference there. But a great defensive battle by both sides, and good job for Auburn to kind of come back to that 500 mark.
So the final score, 27-19 Auburn over West Virginia. Thank you to our executive producer, Mike Peters, and my broadcast partner, Brian Recca. I'm Cole Mantell, and again, we'll be back 9 o'clock. Tune in then, and we'll see you soon.